Welcome back, you beautiful people. Don't you just hate it when this happens? Yes, that horrible feeling where your whole body weight gets shoved forward over the bars on a jump and you end up in the air doing this. Yes, over the bars, getting bucked, whatever you want to call it. It's a nasty feeling. Now, I've learned how to dirt jump, I've learned how to crash, so I know how to get out of a situation like this. But when you're in that situation, when you're going over the bars, you're in for a ride, and there's no way of getting out of it. Okay, so there's no way of getting out of that horrible situation of being bucked. We've got to stop ourselves from getting into that situation. And I'm going to start off with a bike setup, especially if you're riding a full suspension bike where soft rear suspension, front forks and tires can all cause that horrible buck situation when it comes to jumping. Now, on my full suspension bike right here, what I'm going to do is I want to slow down that rebound. And what I mean by that is you want to slow that shock from coming out real quick, so it's a less pogo-y. When you're hitting a takeoff, it's not going to just ping you off the lip and send your whole body weight over the bars. So what I'm going to do, that's normally on Fox right here, I've got a red dial. This is my rebound. Now to do that, I'm going to twist it clockwise. So I'm going to slow the shock down like that. And then on the forks, I'm going to slow that down a little bit as well. Now my tire setup I've got on here is I'm running 30 PSI, so it's quite hard when it comes to dirt jump, when it comes to jumping or out on the trail. But that's going to eliminate my tire from deforming on the lip and cause me to slightly get out of shape and also potentially send me over the bars. When it comes to the technique, it all starts right at the beginning of the lip. So what you want to do is you want to pump your bike into the lip. You're driving it. You want to preload that suspension, basically squishing it into itself. Basically, that's going to stop that springing in and out effect that's going to cause you to go over the bars. And also, you want to keep your body weight right over the rear, but you don't want to be too far over the rear, because I've seen this happen. When you have your body weight too far over, you feel like you're far away from the bars. It's going to stop you from going over the bars. But what that is, it's going to do is going to preload that rear suspension a hell of a lot more, and it's going to fire you like a catapult from the Middle Ages, like those big wooden things, and fire you out the front door and cause you to do the biggest over the bars ever. So when you're gonna know when you're going over the bars? Well, for me, is when my legs are getting super tired and I can feel my body weight just get sucked into my bike on a jump and then just get spat out. And I'm going over the bars. It's the worst feeling ever. Another one is, and 100% will throw you over the bars, is when you slip a pedal just before a jump. As soon as your foot comes off, your whole body weight is in the wrong position for going off a jump, and it can be a catastrophe. It's horrible, and you can't get out of it as well. But the worst is when you preload a big jump too much, and there's no way of getting out of it. And just hold on or try and get your body weight as far back as possible, which is hard, because you're just thinking of the ground coming towards you. Horrible. The ultimate seat bounce, and that means sat down into a jump. It's the worst thing you can do, because basically your whole body is just going to compress in and compress out. It's going to fire you out the front door. So what you want to do is stand up. Have your saddle quite low. You want to adopt that attack position. I keep saying it, but you want to get into that attack position. Elbows bent, you're looking forward, your knees are slightly bent, and you just push your bike into that lip. Let your body weight come over the back of your axle, not too far back, because you don't want it to give you that catapult effect. You just want to bring it back, compress, and then let the bike ride up the lip. You don't want to sit down off a lip, because this can happen. When it comes to the jumps, there's a few things you gotta look out for when it comes to the takeoff. And now look at this one right here. It looks pretty good. It's not gonna do anything, but there's an exposed rock right here. And what that rock's gonna do is gonna let your back wheel ride and hit and just ping it slightly to send you a little bit over the bars. Basically gonna push your body weight over. Now there's a little indentation right here, which is when you're coming in quite fast, that could be a little bit of a hindrance, because your front wheel is going to be potentially taken off there, and your back wheel is just going to follow through and then hit that and go over the bars. It's not bad, it's not going to do it on this one, but when these get bigger, that's when it gets a bit of a problem. Right, the same applies to a jump like this. This is a small one and it's real kicky and it's flat, and then you just go straight into a lip just like this with a slightly bigger gap. So to clear this gap, you want to go quite fast. Now it's going to feel like you're going to hit a brick wall when it comes to a short takeoff just like this one, where your bike's going to stop and your body weight's just going to continue through. Now, what technique you're going to do on this? Well, for me, I like to scrub these sort of jumps. I let my body dictate what my bike's gonna do, not let my bike dictate what my body's gonna do. Right, wherever you go, trail center, bike park, wherever, you get a jump like this. Yes, a place where people can come and watch you. It could be under the lift, like A-line. There's a lift, there's a jump right underneath the lift, and you're always thinking, what the hell am I gonna do on that to make me look sick and gnar? And you totally forget the technique of what's going on, and you end up going over the bars, you forget about everything. And you gotta try and somehow save it. Take a look at this. This is Greg Callahan. We're doing a long jump challenge, and he went so massive, he thought, oh no, I'm going over the bars. So he did the best he could do to get all his body weight right over the back to try and save his ass. But sometimes that does not happen, and it does end in tears. So there you go, a few tips on how to stop yourself from going over the bars. But when it gets to that point where you feel like you are, so you just want to get all your body weight as far back as possible just to keep that back wheel from going further over. Now, if you want to let us know what else you would like to know about jumping, let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the globe to subscribe, because you're missing out on some rad stuff. And if you want to learn how to jump or build a basic jump, click just over here and give us a thumbs up like if you like going over the bars. That's a lot of thumbs down then.